and thankful that we have got our Senior VP of Product Development, um, Chanelle Jepson, on with us this morning. And going into, I'm not seeing her. Am I going to be able to see her on the side or not? Anyway, so
I can
thank you for
see you.
getting on here. Make sure and promote this out. And I just wanted to do all things NAD because, we just came out with NAD Dreams, which is literally, I can tell, you can get the science on it um, because I'm wearing the Aura ring and it's like so crazy that just taking this product is giving us a sleep. I want to do a little backstory. I got with one of the top doctors, naturopaths in the country for my health. Oh, I don't know, probably 12 years ago. And I had to fill out like 30 pages worth of stuff. And one of the big things that as we were meeting, she was talking about was sleep. And it was like at the time I wasn't getting a lot of sleep, but it was like I never really realized the correlation of how you feel and sleep. But I was like, what is the deal with that? And then as time went on and as I've gotten older, I was like hearing all of this about NAD, and it's like the Benjamin Button, you are able to sleep, but it's like what I'm really into, which is obviously sleep, but also just I want to age in reverse. I want to put a stop to going ahead. And I just kept hearing about NAD and how all these celebrities were using it and how people were noticing when they came in that, wow, that person looks like they had gotten work done, but it was really from this product. So I know we've come out with NAD Dreams as for our sleep, and I am seeing the difference with how I'm waking up, how much REM sleep, how much deep sleep I'm getting. But I also know that our products do so much more. So, Chanelle, I want you, I guess we can't see you. I want you to, first of all, just start with like why behind, like, what did you feel like was, a gap that the industry needed? And I mean, everything that you brought, it's like, not only is it amazing, but it's like, it's effective and it's actually luxurious. We've got the top products in formulation that you can get, but it's also affordable compared to having to take shots and spend 500 or 1,000 or $2,000 on those. So, would you kind of just talk about like where did you see this? Where did it come from?
Yeah, for sure. One of the things I was finding is that people were trying all the lotions, the potions, the eye serums, like all of these different things, and they were constantly really chasing that glow. And this discovery of a specific molecule in the human body called NAD plus is really responsible for your aging and helping you age gracefully and beautifully. And we were started to see it you started to see it a lot with IVs, right? Celebrities, this was kind of their secret sauce. They were getting IVs hooked up in their homes, and they were talking about exactly what you said, that Benjamin Button, that aging in reverse, that no matter what they did topically, it was really internal healthcare or skincare that was making the biggest difference in their fine lines, in their wrinkles, in the texture of their skin, in the moisture, and just like that plumpness in your skin. But people are getting IVs. Well, there's a couple of issues with IVs. I mean, if you choose to do it, you choose to do it. I don't yuck anyone else's yum. However, one of the things I find is that when you take an IV, it comes in and it goes out, and it's not living within the body for an
Mm,
extended period of time, right? And so like that half-life, it's just being metabolized a lot quicker. And so you would actually have to be super consistent in order for an IV to really work long term. And I thought, okay, well, how do we support our body's natural NAD plus production? Because that's something I'm super passionate about, is instead of giving the body what it should be doing, let's give it the things it needs in order to do it itself. And I think of that a lot as if you have a teenager and you tell them to take out the garbage, they take out the garbage every couple of times. But then if you start taking out the garbage day after day after day, if you stop your teenager, are they going to pick it up? No, they don't do it on their own anymore because you essentially handicapped that process from happening. And so that's one of the things I try to always come from that vantage point of how do I stimulate the body to do this naturally? How do I stimulate it to do what's on its own and give it all of the essential raw materials to do that? So NAD plus is this molecule that essentially is, I think of it as kind of that energy source. You think of your phone, right? My phone, I first get it, battery is charged, it's great. You just have to charge it every night, right? Just the typical. But then after you have your phone for a year, 2 years, you notice that that battery life is shortened within the day. And it's not really making it to the evening anymore. Maybe it's making it midday. And so you're trying to take photos and it's a little, that shutter's a little slow, or you're opening the app and it's grasping and then it gets there, right? And that's what's happening in our bodies. As our NAD plus decreases, you're seeing an increase in body fat, a decrease in energy, and you're seeing accelerated aging. And so by giving your body what it needs to produce NAD plus, it's really neat because you see all of this energy source within the body like jazz up. And so a lot of people have asked me with NAD Dreams, why pairing it with nighttime? Because we know that NAD plus gives you energy. And it's because of this. You actually produce the most amount of NAD plus during rest. So I wanted to reach the body where it naturally produces it. When does your body naturally produce NAD plus? And the majority of it is created overnight. And so I thought, okay, well, what if I give the body everything it needs to repair itself overnight? But then even more than that is one of the common causes of why we're having so many issues with our health is things like inflammation, spiked cortisol, stress hormones rampant in the body. And I thought, oh, well, I can kind of have it stack it. We're sleeping, we're producing NAD plus. So I'm going to give your body NR, which NR is a next gen vitamin B3. It is incredible at producing NAD plus. And the clinical studies, I mean, there are over 70 clinical studies backing up that NR will increase your NAD plus in your plasma. So it's this really incredible next gen vitamin B. But then on top of that, I thought, well, I also want all of the old damaged cells. We want to get rid of that. And that's something that the ingredient spermidine does. Spermidine is this really cool ingredient. It's found in things like wheat germ, and essentially it clears out old damaged cells. They call them zombie cells. And that's actually one of the main reasons why people intermittent fast. They intermittent fast in order to clear out, it's called autophagy. It's clearing out all of these old damaged cells so that your body can replace them with new ones. And this ingredient does that. Without having to intermittent fast. One of the things I find with intermittent fasting is it really doesn't work for everyone, right? Some people can't intermittent fast. It messes up their hormones to not eat. And it messes up their energy and their sleep and all of these different things. Some people, it's great for them. Other people, not so great, right? And I do believe in intuitive living. Find out what works for your body. But that's one of the cool things that spermidine does. And it also helps, the ingredient is a trademarked ingredient called Yuth, and it's literally driving youthful mechanisms within the body to keep you young and beautiful. But when I say young, I'm 39 years old. I do not want to be in my 20s. Like, I love being 39. Like, I love where I am in life. I love who I am. And 20-year-olds, you live up your 20s. That's great for you. But been there, done that, and I'm done. I'm in my 30s and I love it. And I'm going to enter in my 40s. And I know I'm going to love that. And I love where I'm at. But I also want to feel amazing in all the years. I want my skin to look as good as it does today. As long as humanly possible. I don't want to look like a 20-year-old. I want to look like me, but the best version of me. And
well, just so you know, I just do need to break in here for a second, and you do look like you're in your 20s. So, I mean, let's just get real. And it's because of all the things that you have done, because I know when you were in your 20s, that just made me, why did that make me emotional? When you were in your 20s, you definitely wouldn't want to go back, because that was where your real battle was, right? That you ended up getting to come. It's funny when you said that about the phone thing. It's I think that's kind of also a point a little bit, because I was going to ask you about autophagy, because I don't think people really understand, but I think it's exactly like what you were talking about with your phone. When you get your phone, it's ready, it's great. You have to do these updates. And if you don't do the updates, then things aren't working as well. And then if you don't, and then it's like, then all of a sudden you have things in the background that are running that are literally taking away. I feel like that's the same thing with our body. Like you're helping with our DNA, you're helping with autophagy, getting rid of stuff that's just taking up space. Like right now on my phone, that's the same thing going on. It's like, if I don't do the update, then now we figured out that's not running as well. And as we get older, I believe that's exactly what we've got going on right now. So it's like, would you mind talking just a little bit more about like, how is this helping our mitochondria, which people may or may not know what that is, the autophagy and the DNA, because literally that's how we're going to be aging in reverse, is making sure that we're getting rid of things in the background that are running that are not efficient. They're just taking up our energy, right?
So I love that you brought up upgrades, because when we sleep, essentially, we get to upgrade our system. Like they say, every 7 years, you're a totally different person. All of your cells have been regenerated every 7 years. And that shows you that really how to support yourself on a genetic level. Like you have to be intaking, or what we consider biohacking, your everyday and every night needs. And so like NAD plus, it's essentially your skin's overnight repair crew. Like it's going in and it's fixing all of these little things in your body. And I would think of that as kind of an upgrade, right? Like you're upgrading your system. You're fixing, like when you get bugs, like you're
The potholes, like the guys that are working on at night on the highways, let's get
yes,
rid of those holes and fill it with the good stuff.
yes. So you have this repair crew, and it's helping your cells fix damage, right? And I think that's super key in this, is that you want to fix any sort of damage, like get rid of those old damaged cells, get rid of all of the slough, all of the things that is not serving who you want to be. Let's get rid of it. It's also going to help support how your body responds to everyday like inflammation in the body. So that's huge. And then also rebuilding collagen while you sleep. That is another key thing that these ingredients do, is rebuilding this, like that thing that makes you, instead of looking like a raisin, looking like a grape. Like when I press my cheeks, and I should say I don't have any filler, because people actually ask me that all the time. I've never had filler in my cheeks or anything. But like what you want, like the thick, like, granted, there are some genetics that play. My mom has the exact same cheeks as me. So there are some genetics at play, but you do want to like support this, that natural collagen production while you sleep. That's actually another really cool reason why people have been pairing our complete collagen with NAD Dreams, is because it's giving your body all the things that it needed in order to produce that new collagen as well. And so that's really a power duo for your nightly skincare. Because I think a lot of times when we think of skincare, we really do think surface level. We think
Right.
of, the latest serum and creams and eye patches and all of these different things, instead of thinking, oh, your skin cells, like all of that is fed on the inside out. Like all of your beauty really comes from the inside out. And that's how you get that glow, instead of having to chase it in topical products.
Wow. 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 So this is, I mean, I love it because what you've done, it's like, I just think that so much people are like, oh, okay, sleep. I don't really think that they really understood the major problems that this is solving. And I know that everybody, and it seems like it's so simple to do. And so it's like, I think it's just about us helping people really understand the big picture of, wow. So if you would say, like, what do you think for you, the very top problems that we're solving here?
So I think if skincare is helping on the surface, but your cells are low on energy, your skin is going to be low on energy. So for me, I will say that was the number one thing. Like as I'm like pushing 40, I was like, I want my skin to be alive and vibrant and
Mm.
beautiful and glowy. And I want it to have that energy from within. That was like my number one was actually skin. I would say my number two was energy. I want, like, I have always slept very well. I've always been a really great, not always. I used to be on sleeping pills back when I was sick. If you know my story, like, yes, as Cala was referencing, in my 20s, I was incredibly sick and went through all sorts of health things. But since then, like, I've had really great sleep. But one of the things I notice with NAD Dreams is when I wake up, I'm legit awake. It is not a, I gotta put on the snooze. It's not a like, oh, but I'm so cozy. It is awake and I like get up and I'm like, oh, I am ready to go. And even this morning, like I set my alarm for 7 a.m. I can sleep a little bit later today. And my body just was like, nope, 6 a.m. I was up and ready to go. And I tried to go back to sleep, but I had gotten my 8 hours, and that's really what my body needed. And then I was geared up and ready to go, which that to me is the most important is I want energy to like go throughout my entire day. But I also want to wake up because my time with my kids, like the main time with my kids is first thing in the morning when they're waking up. And I want to be fully present and also
Mm.
a very good, like happy mood with them when they first wake up, because obviously that sets the tone for also their day. And so just by having that energy first thing in the morning. So those were the two things that I was personally looking for. But then on top of that, poor sleep is a like that is a countrywide epidemic right now. People are
Yes.
not getting in enough sleep every night, and their health is suffering because of it. And people are taking insane amounts of over-the-counter sleep aids or medication sleep aids uh, because they can't sleep. And sleep is notably one of the most important things for your entire health because that
Yeah,
is
that was what blew me away about that doctor. I mean, she just kept going back to that, going back to that. It was like, I didn't feel like, I had time. I had so many things going on. And it's just like, I realized now it's like, isn't it funny how just our whole perspective ends up changing when we start to realize? I think that I'm in the phase at 60 now of I have to take care of
great,
me.
by the way. You really
Thank
do.
you. I do look a lot better than when I got started here. It's like crazy, right?
Isn't that cool?
But it's
Yeah.
like that's what I realized. It's like, wow, just like they say on an airplane, first you have to put the oxygen mask on yourself. And I think that as women and as business women and as people in general, it's like we aren't doing the right things. And that way it's like one, people, it's what's caught, not what's taught. So when you take care of you, I just got the chills. It's like that gives your children, your people that you're growing up, the people around you, that it's like now I just realized, wow, it's like self-care is such an important thing and it doesn't take that much time. But I thank God that you're doing this in a way where it's like that. And that's what I realize. It's like, I have a lot of people like this whole menopause thing. It's like, okay, they are having trouble getting to sleep, but then they go to sleep, but then they wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and then they can't go back to sleep. And it's like, man, the thing that I've noticed with this is like, it's just such a, like, it's kind of like it is like winding down. Like you take the NAD dreams and it's like, then your body just does do this release. And it's like, oh, and then you're able to do that and stay asleep and wake up like you're saying before your alarm or just wake up rested. Where I know all these people that are doing these other things, they get so groggy, it's like they're not even woken up when they are in order to be able to sleep. So I love that. Seems like there was one other thing that I wanted to ask you about that. So this is about, this is help for your beauty, for your brain, and for your body. It's all the things,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So I would say, like, if I was to really narrow this down, I would say this is the energy source for your metabolism, for your aging, for your energy, and for your repair process. Like those four things are what we're tackling with this. Um, those are the top things because one of the things we're also seeing is that so your body does what is called like cortisol dumping type of thing, and essentially you just get these times at night, first thing in the morning, your cortisol like spikes up, all of these different things of stress hormones. And so when you look at this, it is really helping to mitigate those like inflammatory responses, right? So instead of your inflammation just like spiking, like this is going to bring it down. And some of the visual people wake up with like puffy fingers, joints, but they see it, and a lot of people on the internet call it cortisol face. But what it
Mm.
really just is, it's really just inflammation. And so one of the things that we've done with this product is you have in it things that help to like help calm that down so that you don't feel that inflamed, uncomfortable, bloated feeling.
Yeah, I think that now that you're even saying that, now I've totally noticed that, and I've been on a dead run, like, have, it's been really crazy, but it's like interesting how one, being able to see this, that I'm still getting both types of sleep, which is amazing for the short amount of time that I was having. But it was
Yeah.
also what it's showing me is that my recovery, was a surprising recovery to do it. So I love that. So have you heard some? I was going to have a couple of people on here and didn't do it, but what are some of the best stories that you've heard? Because I've been hearing some amazing, I mean, sleep is a big thing, but it's like, what are some of the best stories that you've heard?
So I did somebody who had, I think she lost something like 12 pounds, and this was the only change she made. And she said, she's like, I was so stressed out at night. One, it did quiet the food noise, so she wasn't doing late night snacking. She said, but there was just something in my body that just needed this in order to release excess weight, which I thought was really cool. I think it was like 12 pounds in 4 weeks or something like that. Um, I think it's been around 4 weeks since we launched NAD Dreams. So that was a really cool one. I did a story or I did a post on my Facebook, and just all the people who have stopped their over-the-counter stuff, whether it was NyQuil Z's or whatever it was that they were like relying on. But it was one of the coolest things is that they were able to replace like melatonin, right? Most people, it was melatonin, and they were able to replace their melatonin with this. And they were no longer groggy in the morning. And I think that's the biggest thing is it wasn't just putting your body into sleep mode. It was like full on recovery while you were sleeping so that when you woke up, you were like ready to hit the ground running, which I think is that has been the coolest thing out of all of them. I've had people who said that they haven't been able to sleep in years, people who have an aura ring showing that they were getting 8 hours of sleep. This one is actually the coolest because these are the people who don't realize that they needed it. The sleep aspect, where they're like, oh, yeah, I get 8 hours of sleep. And they were in the 70s or the 80s on their sleep scores. And then this got them up to like 93, 94. And they're like, I'm getting deeper, more like reparative sleep. And I think those are the really cool ones because the obvious ones really were like, I knew people who don't sleep will sleep. Like I already knew that was going to happen. And that they already know that. Like you're going into the product knowing that. But it was really cool to see the people who were like, oh no, I sleep great. I'm just here for the anti-aging benefits, which is great.
Right.
Like it was great. But it was also cool to see that. And you will see, I mean, somebody just posted their before and after of their skin after 4 weeks, and you can visibly see a difference. And I think those are the coolest. Like once we start getting to that third month, people are going to start really like seeing a clear difference in their skin from before and after.
That was
And I
my
think those,
last question. It was like, what do you think people are going to see? And you've talked a lot about it, so you've kind of hit it, but like, what are the short term and then long term? I think that's one of the key things that people need to know. This is something that's you're going to get results up front, but it's a habit stacking. It's right. So tell me that.
compounds. So first night, you're going to see when you said that wind down, like kind of that like, oh, release at night. Most people, that's night one. They're all seeing that, right? That's going to happen immediately. And then they'll see like better sleep. And then that sleep will even get deeper and more restorative, especially as their body, because you work on what's called a circadian rhythm. And so as that circadian rhythm starts to really get established, you're going to see even deeper, more restorative sleep, better
Mm.
energy, those type of things throughout the day. And those are going to compound. I will say the skin benefits, like I would wait till month 2. So make sure to take a before picture, day 1 of trying NAD Dreams, and then month 1, month 2, month 3, because you really are going to see like especially when we're talking about those fine lines, skin hydration, the texture of people's skin, it really does start to get rid of the old damaged cells, and you're going to see more vibrancy in your skin. And I think it's really that glow up that people are going to start seeing, especially now as we're entering in like the second month of NAD Dreams launching. I think that's the glow up is what we're going to see next, because we've already seen the sleep. I mean, yeah, we already took that to the bank.
That's here. We got to cash that one in right
Yeah.
away. Okay, so and I guess last I do want to say this, that we do have this longevity pack. I wanted to go there with NAD because I think people are just thinking sleep. They were not realizing that this is their way to be able to have, I'm whatever, I can say this because I am. It's like Botox in a actual drink, really be able to not just surface do something, but literally change. And if you're changing it out here, guess what's going on the inside? That's what I'm also so excited. That's what I love about our collagen. It's like, man, it's like the glue, right? And now it's just like, it's a stack. So tell me, just real brief on I love it because I've been doing actually, and tell me if this is okay. Like at night, I've been doing my collagen with my NAD, and I've even been doing it with the clear protein because I know that's a great thing to have for at night. What do you think about that? Because that's easy. That's a one step, and then I'm taking my probiotic in the morning.
Yeah. So when we talk about longevity, it is not the candles on the cake that we're talking about. That's lifespan. Health span, longevity is, did you eat the cake? Did you dance at your birthday party? Did you laugh with friends? Could you dance all night? Like that is what longevity is. It's not the years in your life, it's the life in your years. And so this longevity pack, that's what we're targeting. Collagen. Our collagen is super unique. We have different types of collagen and they're all sustainably sourced. But we also have this really cool thing called fulvic minerals. And these minerals, they help essentially pull the collagen into your bloodstream, right? It increases the bioavailability, but fulvic minerals are also great for gut health and detoxification. And they have their own set. I mean, there are products that are just Shilajit, that's fulvic mineral.
Yes.
And they have a whole product that is that. But I include it in this specifically because our collagen is more than skin deep. Yes, it helps you have amazing skin. It helps with collagen and elastin, and it helps to, but it also helps with your gut lining. That was huge part of this. It also helps with your joints and mobility and all of that. So our collagen is super unique. So when you stack that collagen with NAD Dreams, that is like internal skincare times 10 because you are getting rid of old gross skin cells, while also regenerating new ones, getting all of the ingredients you need to produce that. And so those two are a great combination. The reason protein is included in our longevity pack is because muscle is the longevity organ. You need muscle, especially in your later years. So just to give you a little background. So one, going back to NAD drops by almost 50% by the time you're 30 years old, right? And then as you get later into your 30s and into the perimenopausal years, you are going to see a muscle decline. And this is where people are going to see a lot of illness, things manifest themselves and come into play, is because you have these drops in these key markers of health. And so what we're looking to do is we're looking to boost in your 30s that NAD. I would say even start in your 20s, right? Because there's other factors, not just age. It's, do you drink? Pollution, sugar. I mean, there's a lot of other factors outside of just aging. But we want to improve your NAD plus molecule. We also need to improve your muscle mass. And so clear protein is key in that because it's really high in an amino acid called leucine, which over 2.5 grams helps stimulate muscle protein synthesis, meaning it's going to tell your body we need more muscle. We do want you to also lift and exercise and all of those other great things. But in order to build muscle when you're lifting, you have to have leucine. It is absolutely a requirement to build muscle. And so you need your longevity organ, which is muscle. One of the really cool things about taking that even like later in the day is it helps your body restore your muscles while you sleep. So that is another great reason to have protein, even before bed, but also first thing in the morning. Like that
yes, that's what I was gonna say. It's like I'm doing it at night because I'm not just doing it once. Like
no.
when you ended up doing the video on how important it is that in the first 30 minutes so we've got the perfect protein and the probiotic. So you can hit that and then we'll.
Yeah. Okay. So probiotic, that is the first thing I take first thing in the morning. Your gut is connected to everything, right? You have your gut brain connection. So that is where your mood is essentially established. The majority, over 95% of your body serotonin is produced in your gut. And so when your gut is out of whack, so is your mood. It can cause things like, oh my gosh, apathy. I keep saying, yeah, apathy. Apathy just means there, right? And so you have apathy, you have like sad mood, anxious mood, all of these different things. And you want to kind of bring that in, and that's going to happen through your gut brain connection. And so probiotic first thing in the morning, it sets the tone for your mood for the day. But then it also, there's the gut skin connection. That's another thing, is if you're having skin issues, uh-oh, hold on. My computer wants to restart. Not now. Do not restart. Uh,
Please no, please no.
so you have like the gut skin connection, but you also have the gut weight connection. And the majority of your satiety hormones are produced in your gut. Uh-oh. No, my computer is restarting as we speak. So I'm going to hurry before it clicks out. But so you have all of these connections with your gut. So first thing in the morning, I actually drink Spring first thing in the morning with my complete probiotic, because that gives me ATP, which is cellular energy. So I take Spring and electrolytes first thing. And then right after that, I follow it up with my clear protein. And I actually do add trim sticks first thing in the morning too, because I do need that extra boost of fiber throughout the day. I tend to drink a lot of my calories. So that's how I do it. But that longevity pack is really all of the key players you need to really live a beautiful, long life. And so that's what we're looking with the longevity pack.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much. I will let you roll. I'm going to close us out in prayer. I totally appreciate you. I feel so blessed that you were called to this place, and I know that we are going to make such an impact. I mean, it's like the rumblings there. Everybody's starting to hear. They know, and they know us at this high level of whatever we bring is for the masses, and the fact that everybody's getting to know it. And if you're on one product and you decide you want to be sharing it, my gosh, it's a lot better than being an affiliate marketer anywhere else than here. So thank you so much, Chanelle. Father God, I just thank you for this woman. I thank you for this company. I thank you for this time. I know that timing is everything, Lord, and that you have your hand on us, that you are opening up pathways, that you are letting us to be known from the north to the south to the east to the west. And it's not just for products, but you say 3 John 3 says that, beloved, I want you to prosper in all respects as your health and your soul prosper. So Father, I just ask that you would help each one that hears, that you draw to this place, that they will feel the community, that they will feel the love, that they will feel the support, and that we can go out from here to the rest of the world. So I just thank you, Father. We praise you. We give you glory in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. Amen.